Hi, Heather here from Creative Kiwi. For those of you who are new to In the Hoop projects, I put together a quick video on how you can make this Mother's Day freebie. Now it's 4x4 and 5x5 hoops, so easy to use up some of your scrap. Now so you can get the edges so nice and neat and absolutely no traces of stabiliser, you do need to use water soluble stabiliser or wash away for this project. So you can see here I'm hooping 2 layers of the fabric type stabiliser, not the plasticky one that you can use on fur. It needs to be the fabric type. And what we do here is we add pins at the very edge of your hoop, and this just makes sure that there's just no movement in your stabiliser, so the design stitches out the way it should. Now I'm hooping up a 5x5 hoop here on the video. In the project I'm actually using a 4x4 hoop. Now I'm a better stitcher than video maker, so the first step, which is just to stitch your placement line on the actual stabiliser, I missed videoing, but here's the end result. So I've used a darker thread just so that you can see in the video. For your projects, just use a matching thread. Now before we place our batting on the project, we're just going to add our hanging ribbon and our tassel. If you just want to make a coaster, just skip this step, and you're basically just taping it in place outside of the stitch line just to keep it out of the stitching area. Now you place your piece of batting over the guideline and take it back to the machine and stitch your second colour, which stitches around twice just so you can have a nice cutting edge. Now we take the hoop off the machine. This is just so you can actually cut better. You can do it at the machine obviously, but you get a better edge if you just do it on a stable surface. And we're just cutting away that excess batting. Now there is a small gap there between the actual placement line and the batting, and that's just to keep the batting out of the seams. Now we're going to place our fabric on top of the hoop, and it's right side facing up. Return to the machine, and then we're going to stitch that first outline which attaches the fabric, and again it's going to stitch round twice to give you a nice edge. Now we're on to the actual embroidery, and I'm just not going to show it all stitching out. All the details of the actual colours used are in the written instructions that are included in your download file. As I say, I won't have it all stitching out, just don't want to waste your time. Now we've done the mum with a heart instead of the O or the U, so there's no spelling problems for this one. Now we're going to attach the backing fabric, and what you can do is tape your fabric on the back of the hoop with the right side facing upwards, or you can, as what I do here, I float the fabric under the hoop. Now it's quite good on small projects because you can just float them, and you can actually see if you lift up the fabric, you can make sure that the backing fabric's in place there. Either or, whichever method you want to use. And we're just going to stitch the next colour which will attach the backing fabric. Once again, remove the hoop from the machine so you can make a better cutting edge, and just cut away the excess fabric. Now I try and do the back first just so I don't forget, and obviously on the front just make sure you don't actually cut off that ribbon or the tassel. Very easy done. We're back to the machine. Now you want to change your bobbin thread because this is going to be the final stitching, so you want it to match on the back, and you just stitch the colour and it's going to stitch around and finish off that nice edge. So it's just a matter of cutting away the excess stabiliser, and you kind of just cut it as close as you can without cutting the stitches, and not cutting off the ribbons. So if you're leaving the design as a little wall hanging, you can just use a Q-tip and some hot water and just go around the edges of the design and it will remove the stabilizer. If you're going to use the design as a coaster, we really need to remove all traces of the stabilizer. So you either soak the design with some hot water to get out the stabilizer, or pop it in the washing machine. And then once it's been through the cycle, there will be no stabilizer left in, so there'll be no chance of the design wrinkling up. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the project. And please join our Facebook group. That way you can upload your photos of what you've made. And we love seeing what you make, because often you make better projects than what we start off with. Thank you.